legal conversions, and that's never going to happen. And it's very interesting that Dennis, looking from the outside, says that we have the support, because when you don't have any support, you have to say that. And that's clearly a big, big focus. Any candidate, and now you're down to two, that's going to stand in front of you, you have to ask them, what have you done in this district for the last 10 years? Who is standing with you? And what is your plan to get it done in the future? I hear nothing but attacks, once again, on our campaign. If you look back from 2009 to today, the only candidate who has not released a negative piece is us. Now, something else that Dennis and I have in common. He's a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. He practices in Nassau County, I'm Flushing and Flushing. We are officers of the court. We are bound by the canon ethics. If you knowingly state something that is untrue, you can lose your license. And Dennis is very, very close. Because now at this point, he is attacking me by saying, I released and I have received. None of the sort. That despicable ad that came out, by the way, by Jobs for New York, which we've denounced, which decided to throw this horrible picture of the Connecticut children that we denounced, nothing to do with our campaign. What does it say from Dennis? Paul Vallone released this. What does it say from Dennis? Vallone sent this shocking flyer, reprinted, paid for by Jobs for New York. That is a crime by Dennis himself. That is something that Dennis can lose his law license for. If you knowingly know it's not true, and yet you purport it for your own interests, just because it's another one of those candidates that will say anything to win, we are done with that. And this is the time for our district to stand up and say, enough! Enough of the nonsense. When everyone stands together, that's when it's time to say something. Thank you very much.
Can I respond to the personal attack?
Well, apparently all you do is attack me, Dennis, so please respond.
All right. With Henry's permission and Paul's permission, Paul, I would urge you to file a complaint with the bar, with the disciplinary committee at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can also lose your license. Yeah, you can also lose your license for frivolous complaints. And to stand up there childishly and say, "Oh, I had nothing to do with this." A fairy godmother came along and spent $360,000 on my campaign, putting out negative advertisements, denouncing my opponents, exploiting a memorial to dead children, but I had nothing to do with it. Well, now I'll denounce it. The only effective way of denouncing it is to renounce their support and to also announce that since I have been put in a compromised position by having $360,000 spent on my behalf by the real estate board, then I will just have to recuse myself from every vote on legislation that they take a position on. That's the only way you can effectively denounce that, Paul, and I would urge you to say this tonight.
Okay, Paul, I don't know how many more times you can say